Yes, again, welcome everybody to the call this morning. We are really excited today to have an interesting guest. They're among the veterans in this space. They've been around for quite some time. They've built very interesting projects. And today we are going to have a look at one of these, amazing, interesting projects. Some of you probably have heard of Bitsocco before. Some may be relatively new to the space, but I believe Allan should be able to sort of break down to us, about Bitsocco and what they're building. We'll be discussing about DAOs as well, what DAOs are, and Bitsocco, as what they're building on that side as well. I see Allan is on call. Hi, Allan.
I'm good. Hi, everyone. It's great to be here with you guys today.
All right, great. Yes, so I think we can just get started by sort of, some people probably know you, some don't know you, but maybe introductions to, who you are, how you got into the space, and possibly how Bitsocco started.
Well, I'm Allan. I'm a co-founder at Bitsocco. We are a startup that's heavily involved in finance and basically finance and cryptocurrencies. Wow, since it's been a while, we ventured into cryptocurrency first in 2012 with a failed project, as well as everyone else will tell you. But eventually we ended up starting Bitsocco at the end of 2013. And we decided to focus on merchant services because we saw it as a niche that was very much in need of innovation. And so we just started developing Bitcoin solutions for merchants, and we have been doing that since then.
I always like to say that Bitsocco was among the first actual, blockchain-based company in Kenya, because I think you guys were very early on, back in 2012, like you say. I actually thought it was 2014. You're actually taking us even way back. I know you guys had an amazing product that you are even able to raise back then, right? And build that kind of a solution. So, which speaks a lot to what you guys were building. But now, years later, I know that you are evolving. We're evolving with the times, and things are changing. And maybe that's possibly the core of what we'll be discussing today. But just even we talk about, DAOs and what you guys are building. Maybe again, also over the years, maybe you can just give us a quick breakdown of what you've built over the time, maybe your personal experience as well in the space over those years, and how you've seen the technology evolve.
Well, the technology has evolved ever since when we started out. It was very simple, just Bitcoin, and our main focus was just receiving transactions and mostly remittances, and using those remittances to buy goods and deliver them physically to the customer locally. So a lot has changed, and I think what has really changed is everything has become a bit more efficient, automated, because we were having a very manual system back when we were starting Bitsocco. We had QR codes, so if someone from abroad wants to do shopping locally, we had to have like physical QR codes that they would send the Bitcoin to, and then we would take that Bitcoin and cash it out as M-Pesa, and then go and take that M-Pesa and go shopping and literally take those goods to a customer's door. So everything was very, very manual, and the process hasn't changed. You're still doing the same thing, but what has changed over the years, it's become a lot more digitized. Lightning has made the Bitcoin transactions efficient, which makes them cheap. You have an application. Instead of using physical QR codes, we have an application which allows users to hold and transact the Bitcoin to a merchant locally, and motorbike riders who complete the orders to the customers. So they were still doing the same thing, but I guess the cryptocurrency ecosystem has just become more evolved and efficient as the tools are being developed to make Bitcoin actually work. for people.
All right, great. Yeah, indeed, we've seen a lot of innovations. Lightning is changing a lot, and I think later on, I'm sure you're going to demo to us as well, what you can actually do with the Lightning network and how you guys have integrated it. But even before we go in there, Allan, what is the problem that Bitsocco is trying to solve or looking to solve?
Okay, yes. What problem are we trying to solve? That's a question that we get asked a lot. And what problems we are trying to solve, I think the merchant can tell you for sure. The merchant has a lot of problems, and we are not trying to solve all problems. But before we even get maybe to the problems that we're trying to solve, just as a bit of a breakdown, how we came about identifying these problems. For example, for us, we look at Bitcoin. If you are to compare it in the real world, Bitcoin is equivalent to a store of value, kind of like physical gold, and smart contracts are equivalent to maybe petrol or oil that we can use to generate value. So a merchant has a lot of problems, and a lot of these stem from the fact that their financing or their finances are usually not well maintained. They don't have formal accounting records. They don't have transaction records. And in the Kenya, for example, most of our merchants are micro merchants, small merchants, or medium merchants. Yeah, and they don't have a formal process for storing their financial records and finances in a way that can easily enable them to get financing or funding to expand from a bank, right? So I think one of the biggest problems that small merchants have revolves around the maintaining of their financial records. And if a merchant can be able to sort of be able to keep well-maintained records, it'll make it easy for formal institutions to give them money to either expand their business operations and even maybe grow or such. So our main problem that we're trying to tackle is at the center of merchant financial services and trying to streamline their operations by incorporating blockchain to sort of open up the merchant ledger. Blockchain is very good at opening up financial transactions for institutions. So we're sort of bringing that into the small merchant. If you can be able to open up their financial transactions, it will make it easy for them to access, funding from bigger institutions. So that's kind of where we are seeing the problem and how we're trying to tackle it.
All right, helping small businesses solve I would say almost unlocking their finances, right?
Yeah.
How is that coming along?
Well, there's been a lot to learn. I mean, development is very gradual, especially because a lot of the research we do is hands-on. We work with a very limited set, especially because of our capacities, constraints, and the fact that we are funded by donors. We limit the merchants that we work with to a very small number so that we can actually be effective. We're currently fully servicing less than 20 merchants, and we're always trying to reduce the number so that we can have our operations be as efficient as possible. So as much as we're always getting requests from outside to come in and maybe integrate blockchain in businesses, we don't sort of jump at it because it's a very delicate operation, and we can't when you're dealing with merchant finances, you can't afford to get it wrong. So we tend to focus more on the research side and deploy our software as open source, and we hope in that way the merchant can sort of just pick it up and use it to raise funding and maybe perform business operations and such things.
Great. I mean, again to just put you a bit on the spot here. Is it easy?
Oh,
I
no.
mean, sorry, but because this is really a need. I mean, is it easy to communicate this sort of technology to maybe a small business or a merchant? Like how difficult or easy is it, and maybe possibly how do you go about?
Wow. Okay, here's the thing. Communicating to a merchant, it's very, very difficult. First of all, just understanding crypto, it's very difficult for a merchant, for anyone, let alone let alone a merchant. But already a merchant has so much to deal with. A typical merchant has like so much stress. When they wake up in the morning, they need to go like look for supplies. They need to bring the supplies to the shop. They need to deal with the customers. So honestly, there's no time to sort of like even start to understand the crypto aspect of operations, because it's an entirely different model. So we don't even try. Honestly, it doesn't make sense to try and make the merchant understand the crypto. What they just need to understand is that they're running a business that's making money at the end of the day. And I think that's really what every merchant wants. So explanation is kind of difficult, but it goes a bit like, look, this is something that will help you earn money at the end of the day. Is it okay with you? Yes. Then fine. Then that's really all they need to know.
Plain and simple, really. All right. Yeah. I think that works. And you are right. Yes. Sometimes it's not easy. I mean, we've been in the space long enough. Even a bit, even explaining to an individual, something like Bitcoin, even like Lightning now, becomes a bit of a challenge. So yeah. I think at this point, Allan, I would just like to sort of ask you to talk about what you guys are building right now, or what you've built, and possibly break down to us how it looks like. We can already see a screen here, what you guys are building, and possibly also touch on the direction you're taking in terms of DAOs. And possibly while you are doing that, explain to us what a DAO is and why you decided to go in that direction.
Yeah. So that's a lot to unpack. Anyway, what we're building, just to sort of like give because all our products are merchant centric. We tend to focus on the merchant first, and the merchant's customers will follow. So if for example, we enable the merchant to be able to raise money to expand the business. For example, a merchant can choose to raise, maybe if they have a small butchery, and I'm giving actually a practical example of one of the merchants you're working with. They have a small butchery and they want to raise capital to expand to maybe from a micro to a small enterprise, because we have 3 different categories that we work with: a micro merchant, a small merchant, and a medium merchant. So if a micro merchant wants to expand to a small merchant and maybe raise funding of, say, 1.5 million to expand a butchery, maybe buy some equipment, pay for supplies, and such, and pay for rent. So they need to talk to the community. And the community includes the Bitsocco community, but it also includes their own community, their own personal communities. And their communities will raise small amounts of money, even if it's in small bits. Say each person maybe 1,000 bob, and this money will be put into an investment pool, a liquidity pool, where the merchants do not have direct access to the money, but the smart contract manages the money on behalf of the merchant. The smart contract performs functions like paying rent, paying for supplies, paying for packaging, and all these other small factors, things that the merchant would usually pay for. And in return, the smart contract receives money from merchant orders. These profits are shared between the investors, who in a majority of the cases, it's usually a majority shareholder is the business owner themselves. So you'll find in a butchery, for example, if a butchery owner, a small butchery owner owns like, say, 60 or 70% of their business, 30% will be owned by investors who would earn rewards every time a customer buys anything from the shop. As a result, the owner of the shop also earns rewards in forms of investment at the end of every day, which is their own personal rewards. or profits, and the funds for the business are held separately by the smart contract. So it allows for open accounting so that everyone who's invested in this business can be able to see exactly how much the business owns, and it prevents overinvestment. There are protections, investor protections, like a business can only raise up to a maximum of, say, 1.5 million shillings, after which the pool is closed. The investment pool for the business is automatically closed until another investor withdraws or something similar happens. So that's basically an idea of how the smart contracts work for the businesses. Yes.
All right, great. Thanks for that breakdown. I think just wanted to interrupt you and just tell our listeners again, feel free to post your questions on the chat section. Allan will be happy to answer the questions at the end of the session. Yes, Allan, please proceed.
Yes. So as I was explaining, our primary product is directed towards merchants, and it's an investment pool for merchants to allow them to raise funding. And the people who do the funding are their normal merchants. It can be either a customer or just an investor from halfway across the world with a Bits wallet, and they would typically do the funding in Bitcoin. So like I explained earlier, we look at it in two different functions. Bitcoin is the equivalent of digital gold, or it's the equivalent of physical gold in the physical world, yeah? And smart contracts are the equivalent of oil. So from a merchant's perspective, they will store their value in gold and use the oil to fuel the motorcycles in order to generate the value. So smart contracts are sort of like the engine that powered the generation of value, and which is stored in Bitcoin. And the storage is for all participants. It's be it the customers or the merchants, they all store their value in a fully non-custodial wallet. So which means that neither Bitsocco nor anyone, literally, as long as you have your own private keys, there's no one who has access to your Bitcoin. And it might be even just 1,000 shillings worth of Bitcoin or just like a few Satoshis, but it's valuable to the holder. So only the holder should have the access to the private keys. And all that is guaranteed by the wallet being fully non-custodial. So whenever they redeem either rewards from a merchant or whenever they redeem investments from a merchant, then they know that they are the only ones who have access to the Satoshis, or they can back them up to a cold storage, and we will enable all those functionalities as we proceed. So I'm just going to rush you through really quickly on how an investor, for example, would use the Bits wallet. So they would ideally start by depositing funds either from a different exchange. We are having integrations with CoinMama, and more others are coming, and we're planning on enabling users to be able to deposit directly from M-Pesa to their Bitcoin wallet. They can then use this Bitcoin wallet for shopping, or they can use it to invest in any merchant that they want. So you'll be able to scan and find merchants here and select how much in terms of funds that you want to invest in the merchant. So for example, you would say you want to invest just 1,000 shillings. And what will happen is it will generate a pull request that will send your 1,000 shillings. Pardon that. It will basically generate a pull request that will send the 1,000 shillings to the merchant's pool that you can see over here. And it will then allocate you shares that you can then use to redeem Bitcoins every time that the merchant, that the customer does a transaction in the shop. On the other hand, you can also earn promotions and rewards, and we'll be talking a bit about this later, because every user who has at least $1 worth of Bitcoin in their wallet will be awarded Bits governance tokens, at least 100 Bits governance tokens. So you'll be able to redeem these tokens into Bitcoin automatically and keep them stored in your fully non-custodial wallet as well. And as a practical demonstration of how the wallet itself will be able to transact value, you can be able to open. I think anyone who posts, probably David can pick a few select participants who have, if you do have a Bitcoin or a Lightning wallet and you post your Lightning invoice, we will do a practical demonstration that will allow you to be able to redeem. A practical demonstration to allow you to be able to redeem your Bitcoin as the talk continues.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yes. So you guys, if you have a wallet, it's an opportunity for Allan to send you something as a demo. So please share. So Allan, what kind of a wallet do you require for such a transaction to take place?
Not that we are shilling. Bits wallet is available, but we are yet to launch. We'll be launching very, 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 very soon with awesome rewards. But until we do, there are also some other amazing alternatives that I can recommend, like the Blue Lightning wallet or the wallet of Satoshi. Whatever you just go to Google Play Store and type Bitcoin Lightning wallet and download any Bitcoin Lightning wallet that you prefer, and create an invoice and post it on the channel or on this feed, and we'll hopefully send you some Bitcoin so you can test it out for yourself.
All right, great. I mean, for those who are in our class a few weeks ago, for those who downloaded the BitNob app, yes, I can see somebody already mentioned that. Just send that wallet address. BitNob supports Lightning. And then I'm sure Allan will be more than happy to demo again how such a transaction on the Lightning network works. So you need to have a wallet that supports the Lightning network, right?
You need to have because of the nature, just as a recap, because of the nature of Bitcoin, it may be a bit inefficient to send small bits of transactions. I'm not a rich guy, so I may not be able to send you guys millions and pay for the fees myself. But I would just like to demo it by sending just 1,000 bob to everyone who tries who tries it out, so that they can be able to see for themselves. And it's only efficient if you can be able to do that with almost zero fees. And that's the amazing thing, because it means that when you're also paying for your merchant transactions, they'll be basically free. You won't be looking at sometimes personally, when I do transactions at a mall, sometimes I look at the transaction fee, the message that comes, and I'm like, oh man, it's that much. So Lightning gives you the opportunity to transact value at near zero cost. And I think that's the most innovative thing about it. And that's why we love it.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for that, Allan. So I think I'm pretty sure a few guys will be sending their wallets later on. So again, guys, just feel free, download the BitNob app. I think that's the easiest. I have one. So it supports the Lightning network, obviously. If you have one that supports, go ahead, but just make sure it supports the Lightning network. So yeah, we do a quick demo with the Bitsocco app and we see how it looks like. I think from here, as we wait for guys to do that, Allan,
I can run guys through the app a bit so they can see some of the features that as we wait for guys to send through their wallet addresses or their invoices. Awesome. So well, the first thing that you will see when you land on the wallet is the deposit funds, like I had already demonstrated, which is pretty simple. You can deposit directly from any exchange. On this other side of the screen, there's a settings button, which gives you access to the notifications that have been generated in app. You can change the value of Bitcoin that is being displayed from the usual Satoshi's Bitcoin. And because we are in East Africa, you can also change for our Ugandan and Tanzanian brothers and sisters. You'll also be adding support for all the Eastern African currencies, from Southern Sudan, Rwanda, Burundi, and hopefully be able to provide support to transact across all currencies in Africa. That's our main vision. And yes, we hope you can be able to bring Africa united under a Bitcoin sort of like Lightning Network. Yeah, so you can also be able to change your password. Autopilot enables you to generate channels, which is something that's coming up. We're having auto channels that will allow you to automatically send and receive without needing to generate channels for yourself, which is something more technical users might understand. So yes, it's pretty simple. On the bottom, we have transactions. You can be able to see a list of all the transactions that you have done on your wallet. On the investments here, you can be able to see all the merchants who have applied for investment. And this is where you'll be able to donate anywhere from as little as 10 shillings to as much as you want to a merchant that you love. And these will in turn earn you rewards in form of transactions. And I think this is going to be very important, since it's what will enable society to sort of like fund the merchants that they prefer, or the merchants that they love, or the merchants that they feel have a good impact on society and such. And these investments, remember, will always be able to be pulled back because they are personal investments, they're not donations. On the promotion side, you can be able to list promotions from all merchants, so that if a merchant has a promotion, and I'm going to show you an example of a promotion that is currently running. So this is an example of a promotion that you'd walk into a normal supermarket and find. You'd be confronted with products and they'd tell you, like, you can redeem either 20 shillings or 15 shillings or 25 shillings in cash by buying certain products. This is exactly how promotions would work in the Bitcoin world. So you'll be able to redeem these products, and instead of getting them in M-Pesa or in anything like that, you'd get them in Bitcoin. So you just go shopping as usual, but at the end of the shopping experience, you are rewarded, or you can redeem. You can be able to redeem Bitcoin directly to your Bits wallet.
Right. Great, Allan. I don't know if you're done. I see some wallets have started to come through.
I'm trying to find the wallets. Just pardon me, so that I can start.
Yeah, again, I think I can see a wallet from Mike, from Wachiz, from Maurice, Derek, Murigi. Yeah, I hope those are the names.
I have this much money to send. I hope the lucky guys will find them. Lucky you.
Definitely sending you my wallet as well. So
yes.
No problem. As well as Allan sets up again. Just feel free to send your Lightning wallets. Again, you'll also get to experience the power of the Lightning Network, right?
Yes. I want us to experience it in real time, because we are currently you're going to be experiencing the speed of the Lightning Network. And for anyone who gets the transaction, please post in the message that you've been able to get it.
Indeed.
So I'm sending the first transaction. I think it's to Mike. Yes, I've copied the invoice. I have pasted it. Mike, you haven't entered an amount. Mike, please enter an amount on your invoice. I think when you created the invoice, you failed to enter an amount. Just enter 1,000 shillings for anyone who's sending through their invoice. Please send an invoice for about 1,000 shillings to enable everyone else to be able to get.
Yeah.
So guys, I'm trying to send from Wachiz, which is telling me.
So Mike, please redo that invoice. Make sure it has 1,000. And anybody else as well, kindly just ensure you send your wallet and the amount.
Pardon me, let me just restart this. So yes, I'm continuing to do the sending. So guys, please don't hesitate to send in your addresses.
Yeah, again, if you don't have a Lightning wallet, I think we've pasted there. Eunice has mentioned BitNob is a really easy wallet to use. I think it's only 14 MB. You can just download it. Just share your wallet address. Again, if you also have any other question around Bitsocco, around DAOs, Allan will also soon be talking about DAOs and what they're doing in that space as well. Kindly just share your questions there.
And an example of a valid invoice would be generated from here. For those who don't have and would like, for those who don't have wallets and would like to test out the payment, you can make a donation of 1,000 satoshis. You can send an invoice for a donation. You can generate an invoice from this address. It's an invoice to some Bitcoin core developers, so you'll be supporting the community. If you check the chats, you'll be able to find a link to one of the Bitcoin core developer communities who set up a Lightning service for receiving donations.
Yeah, thanks for that, Allan.
I'm getting a lot of invalid addresses, but for those who are unable to receive, kindly just try it out for yourself by visiting the link and sending yes. Oh, no.
I don't know if guys are struggling to create that.
Yeah, I'm trying to send to as many invoices as I receive.
All right.
But the ideal, it's for those who want to test it out for themselves, just send an invoice from the link provided. The link is to a Bitcoin core developer, and you'll be able to see from your end. The moment I've been able to pay the invoice from my side, you'll be able to see it reflecting from your end as well.
All right. Yeah, it looks like I think there's somebody who said they're struggling to create that. So
there's someone who has been able. Derek Ochieng has sent an invoice for 1,400 shillings, which is fine. I'm going to try that. That's a valid invoice from Wallet of Satoshi. So for those who have been unable to, you can see that this valid invoice came from Wallet of Satoshi. I think it's for Derek Ochieng. He's the first lucky winner. So I'm going to confirm the payment. Derek will just be able to receive it from their side almost instantly. I'm sending the payment right now. Payment sent. So from my side, the payment has been processed. It literally took a few seconds,
Awesome. That was fast.
So Derek, you can confirm in the chat if you have been able to receive. Maybe send us a screenshot. That would be great.
Yeah, yes, I think so he just said received. He just said received.
Awesome. Thank you. So Derek has been able to receive the first. So for those who are still struggling, please try the Wallet of Satoshi. It seems to be the one that's working for now. I'm going to try again sending again. I'm sorry, that one is also invalid. Yes, we have 2 more invalid invoices. Kindly try downloading the Wallet of Satoshi. It seems to be the one that's currently working at this moment, that has the most as of course there'll still be a few hiccups as we begin, But slowly over time, as the network continues to expand and we establish better channels, better connectivity for our node, we will be able to ensure faster payments that don't have any kind of any maybe process problems bouncing or such.
Great. Maybe Allan, you can also answer, when you send money via the Lightning Network, is it actual Bitcoins? Can you send it to a non-Lightning network once you receive?
Yes. We have been able to you can be able to send, to pay to a normal Bitcoin address. It doesn't necessarily have to be Lightning, but it's always we'll be integrating a feature where it will be possible to automatically swap the Bitcoin into Lightning and maintain a balance. Depending on, and maintain a balance depending so that whenever you need to pay in Lightning, it'll always be possible. So the auto balancing of your wallet is a feature that we are looking into, and but at the moment it is possible. For example, I can come here and copy this Bitcoin address, and if you do try paying to it, it'll recognize it as a Bitcoin address, as an on-chain payment. Yeah, as opposed to as a Lightning payment. So it will transact it as such. As you can see, my percentage on Lightning has changed because I have been able to send someone about 1,600. So who else is there? Are a few more thousands. So let's see who else gets to be lucky. I'm going to try someone's wallet from BitNob. Let's see. BitNob has failed, unfortunately. I'm sorry for those who are unable to.
Yeah.
This is mostly just a test, so don't be too disappointed. We will continue to improve our channel capacity, but please download a wallet from Wallet of Satoshi. It seems to be the one that has worked for now.
All right, yeah, great. I mean, Allan had so much money to give, so I mean, if you guys can download the wallet before the class ends, I'm sure.
Yes. Oh no, there's someone else who has sent. Angel Kim, you have sent an invoice, but you did not, a valid invoice, but you did not indicate an amount. So I can send you 0 shillings if you don't mind. But if you'd like, perhaps you can indicate 1,000 so that I can send that.
Yeah, guys. Yeah. So I think the wallet of Satoshi seems to be the one working. You can quickly download it. Yeah, and just again experience the Lightning Network. I think it's just good for people to just, understand. I think the next evolution of payment and how this will change. You'll no longer need to wait for confirmations. The way right now we always wait for Bitcoin confirmations for 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's instant. It's instant. Yeah. Almost faster than M-Pesa, right?
It's faster. It's in real time. It's real time.
Yeah, real time. So yeah, I can still see more wallets coming. But Allan, I also wanted you to touch on what you guys are doing in the DAO. Maybe we can come back later and see if we have more wallets. But I wanted you to talk about as well DAOs, what DAOs are and what you guys are doing in that space as well.
Yes. So Angel Kim is about to receive. I think there's a bit of an issue with the exchange rates. It's sent. Angel Kim, please confirm if you have been able to receive the Bitcoin. I'll try again from Moses K. Sorry. Before you'll have to ask that question again, David. But let me just try again sending to Moses K. Hopefully they've been able to get. I'm sorry, Moses. Yes, Angel Kim says received so fast. Yes, yeah, that's the nature of Bitcoin. So there's another one here from Moses. Sorry, Moses. Yes, you are lucky. You have been able to also open a wallet that worked. You're about to receive some Bitcoin. It's coming your way. Tell us tell us what you think of the speed. There's another one here, our chairs. Again, please, hopefully this time you'll be lucky enough. The money is reducing. So
yeah, and and Allan, it seems the money that's coming seems to be increasing. It was 1,300, now it's 1,600. So
yes,
somebody might just give you an invoice 1,000.
No, that's not the price of Bitcoin going up. That's people adding more than they need. I'm sorry, Rachel, I've tried sending again, but it has failed. Anyway, yes, so you asked something. You asked a question.
Yeah, so I wanted us to touch on DAOs and what you guys are doing as a DAO. I know that you are building a DAO. I'm not sure, but I would like to get a clarification on that. And possibly also for the new people who don't know what DAOs are, maybe you can also explain what they are.
Yes. Yes, DAOs I think are the most important innovation that came out of the cryptocurrency world over the last few I believe years, 2, 3 or 4 years, because it gives us the ability to be able to run a business in a way that is truly democratic. You can be able to vote, propose ideas, vote for ideas in a way that's open and transparent. And I think DAOs will start off being implemented in the smaller businesses, slowly upwards towards larger institutions, ultimately until even the government will be a huge DAO. So I think the DAO has a long way to go, and it's just starting. For Bitsocco, we are a DAO, and we use the Bits token as a governance mechanism for the DAO. So anyone who holds Bits will in the future be able to vote on the nature of Bitsocco. How should it work? As it is right now, majority of the bits are in the treasury, are in the Bitsocco treasury, which will be used to be given out to developers who code on the ecosystem, and grants to merchants who are serving the community or who the community votes to give grants to. So that'll be the main purpose of the Bits tokens that are currently in the treasury. But once they have been distributed fully, they will only be used as a governance. They will, yes, only be used as a governance mechanism to enable people decide what the future of Bitsocco should be.
All right. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. And I'll get a bit more technical for the users who may be feeling inclined. It will be possible to make different kinds of tokens, or to assign different kinds of management levels to the number of tokens that a user has. So for example, if you have 100,000 bits, you would be ideally a governor who would be able to vote for which merchants will be given, which ideas from merchants will be proposed for voting. So you'd have different structures in the DAO. From the top will be the voters. The voters are the ones who actually decide which merchants get funding, or which merchants get provided for resources. And below that, the governors who hold anyway, I think from around up to 100,000 bits will be able to propose the merchants for voting who would be voted for by the community. I don't know if that makes sense. So there'll be a bit of a mechanism that will be determined, and even the rewards to community supporters, community managers will be in bits. So the bits tokens will be a governance mechanism for the entire DAO ecosystem. Yeah.
All right, great. Thanks for that. I see a question here. Leah is asking, how exactly do they work? I'm sure she's asking about DAOs. or what would they do for small businesses?
Yes, that's a good question. I'm just going to clarify and maybe explain in a bit more detail. The DAO would be the body that votes which businesses get funding from the Bitsocco treasury. The DAO would also be the body that decides how would Bitsocco work for the merchants, what kind of fees should be charged, because Bitsocco itself has different revenue generation models. So the DAO would essentially be the governing body, and they would vote for which merchants to fund, and through a community of consensus, through a process of community consensus. Yeah.
Do we have more questions? Yes. So there are a few more questions on Bits. I think we can just take them as we go. Victor is asking, is the Bits governance token listed?
Yes, Bits governance token has been listed in various exchanges. We are currently listed. We launched on Solana back in 2016, I believe. And since then we have expanded to Solana as well. We are currently expanding to Algorand, and Cardano as well. So you'll be able to find Bits token on all these platforms. You can if you want to buy the Bits token, I believe there are a couple of decentralized exchanges where you can be able to find it, as well as on the Bits markets on our homepage.
All right. I'm assuming those DEXs are on Solana?
Yes, all the DEXs are on Solana.
Okay.
But we also have DEXs on Ethereum as well, and Polygon. I'm sorry I forgot to mention that. But we also have DEXs on Polygon where we are listing Bits.
Okay, great. Dennis is asking, are you hiring developers?
Yes. I mean, we are always hiring, and due to the nature of our company, we don't have we are a decentralized company. So all our developers work from home and are paid in Bits, which they cash out to Bitcoin. If you want, you can get paid in Bits and cash out to Bitcoin. So yes, if you want to push code, you could just check out our community on Discord. As a developer, you get paid in Bitcoin, and you can tell your other developer friends that if they're interested in a Bitcoin job, then just check out our Bitsocco community on Discord, and they'll be able to find issues on GitHub. When they resolve those issues, it's an automated system. They get paid in Bits, so there won't be a person sort of like waiting to pay them or something. They push code, the code gets integrated into the main chain. The developer will be able to follow that process all through. So the moment their commit has been integrated onto the main chain or onto a stable release, they cash out Bits, which get converted to Bitcoin immediately.
Leah is asking, for the promotions, are they working? Can one get money back in form of crypto in a supermarket in Kenya today? Didn't quite catch that.
Okay, yes. Let's see. I'm going to try and maybe send something that to better explain that. Yes, promotions are already working. However, we are doing them for a small select group of merchants as we sort of like get our processes right. So at the moment, you can be able to get at the moment you can be able to get M-Pesa. At the moment, you can be able to get M-Pesa from supermarkets. I've shared a link on the chat. I usually hadn't done that. I should have just opened the picture here. You can be able to withdraw M-Pesa currently as it is right now from many applications, and that's already there. That's nothing new. and there are many guys who are doing that in the market. But what we are doing is the same thing, but for Bitcoin. So you'd be able to walk into a shop. I've just shared a picture, an example right there. You'd be able to walk into a shop, and when you're buying anything that you're usually buying, you pay at the counter and redeem Bitcoins, and basically you get Bitcoin rewards. So I think that's one way that we plan on onboarding people onto the Bitcoin ecosystem, because not everyone will just get Bitcoin not everyone will get Bitcoin by buying it off an exchange. Some will get it by earning it whenever they shop, and this is one of our main ways of getting people to earn Bitcoin besides investments.
All right, awesome. Yeah, Leah says, "Oh, love to see that in action." So definitely. Ed is asking, from what you've just said on your plans to integrate M-Pesa, how are you navigating through the Kenyan compliance and regulatory landscape, ranging from Capital Markets Authority and Depository Commission?
That's a good question. and I have a better answer. We don't. We are not a bridge between fiat and I think that's an important distinction. We are not like BitPesa or which other exchanges do we have locally? Okay, BitPesa even closer. We are not an on-off ramp. We depend on on-off ramps. That's why we partner with guys like CoinMama to enable to enable us avoid the regulation. We focus on just delivering open source software, and we don't even tell merchants. We do it in an open source way that helps us avoid a lot of the regulatory issues. So as long as we publish the code online and the merchant chooses to use it, the merchant will then contact us just for support. And as such, the merchant will then be choosing to directly accept Bitcoin or integrate their own sort of like M-Pesa integration. So we don't provide that on-off ramp, but we are working with partners to make that easier. And in case there's anyone in the audience who's working on an on-off ramp for Bitcoin, we would love to have a chat and integrate with you guys to help guys buy Bitcoin directly to their Bits wallet easily. Yeah.
All right, great. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, sounds great from Ed. Yeah, definitely. So I think because of time, Allan, I would possibly love you to just go back to, there are a few more people who've sent their addresses there. You can try and check them out as we close. Maybe one or two more questions before we close, as maybe Allan finalizes on that. But from a personal question, Allan, and looking at where the DAOs, the innovation of DAOs are going, we just recently saw what happened with the Constitution DAO, and some of what's possible with the DAO. How far do you see we can take DAOs, or what do you see them being able to do in the near future?
Well, I think governments are the ones who hold the key to DAOs. If governments can be able to sort of like incorporate DAOs in even very small ways, from managing their local communities, it will give us the tools and the framework to sort of like help the DAOs grow and sort of like absorb bigger institutions and help them be more democratic. So I think DAOs have, because ultimately governments are the only ones who have the exclusive use of force, and the only thing that can subdue a DAO is force. And if governments move away from the force and decide to incorporate DAOs in even the small ways in local communities, it will really change a lot, and I think it's inevitable that will happen. However long it takes, that's another question, but I think it's inevitable. DAOs will eventually be how our societies are run. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I totally agree. And I think what you're building is amazing. So I would encourage all to, just join the Bitsocco DAO and just see what you guys are building. Is there a link? Maybe some people can follow.
Yes, we are going to be launching the DAO next year. For everyone who's here, you are still very early, and in fact that's why we are giving out. We want everyone. We are launching a promotion where everyone who deposits $1 worth of Bitcoin to their Bits wallet will receive 100 Bits on the 31st of December. So the promotion ends on the 31st of December. These Bits will be central to how Bitsocco will be governed, and we will be issuing more promotions over this season to distribute more Bits to the community so that the governance of a DAO can be more efficient. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And without shilling, just let people know how much actually a Bit is trading on some of the dexes.
Well, yeah, when we started out, 1 Bit was 1 shilling. When we distributed them, we distributed basically a Bit at a shilling, because we had 10 million, and each Bit was backed up by Bitcoin. So if you decide to cash out your Bit, you'll always get back Bitcoin. So we started distributing them at about 1 shilling each, and right now each Bit has gone up to about 40 shillings. That's about 40x. Mm-hmm. And even today I'll be meeting some of the people who bought back when it was 1 shilling. They're still amazed. They don't want to withdraw yet. I wouldn't do it for any reason, simply because how else would you govern the ecosystem if you withdraw your Bits, and sell them? So just for those who are curious about it, that's how it went. Yeah.
All right, definitely. We can't wait actually to have you back when the DAO launches, to just take people through actually on an actual DAO and onboarding them, definitely. So I think at this point we can close. I don't know if there are any more wallets you want to give out to.
Yes. Mike. Let me do a final run through the chat, see if there's anyone else who's going to get lucky today.
Mike is asking your personal handle. You have a personal handle?
Well, I haven't used my personal handle in I think a couple of years. I forgot the password. But I'm on different social media channels. On Twitter, it's just the Bitsocco business. But for my personal handle, again, I lost it. I've never really had I've never really thought to recover the account. But yeah, on Twitter, just find us on @Bitsocco.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I'm trying again a few more addresses.
I think we can do one more because of time.
Yes, because of time. There's GJ Murigi. Let's see if you're lucky. I'm sorry, GJ Murigi. The invoice. I don't think we have capacity to that node. I'm going to try another one from Dennis Kimathi.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dennis Kimathi, again, we don't have capacity to that node. And please, everyone, note that this is only because we are testing. Node channel capacity, or the girth of channels usually is very dependent on how we operate our nodes. Some of our nodes are fresh and are still being developed every day. So please download Wallet of Satoshi. It has very good uptime, and we might be able to receive your payment. Another one from Victor Chalo has failed. I'm going to try again. Another one from Rachel.
Yeah, we have to close this with a successful transaction.
Yes, we have to close. Like someone send us a valid invoice from Bitcoin from Wallet of Satoshi, perhaps.
Yeah.
Oh no. So there's another one, special one. I really hope someone gets lucky.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yes. Special one. You have received Bitcoins like you. So I'm going to please confirm as immediately get the transaction. You want even to witness the speeds. So I'm confirming now.
Especially on just let us know, maybe by audio. Just let us know if you've received. Especially when you've received.
Yes, bana, nimeishukuru.
Congratulations.
Congrats, yeah.
Yeah, props, man.
Yeah.
Buy
Awesome.
Bitcoin, hodl bits.
All right, I think Allan, that's it. Or you want to do one more? But I think that's a success.
No problem. Let me try. Will someone else get lucky? No, I think Mike. Let's see, Mike, if Mike will get lucky. I'm sorry. Yes, Mike from Wallet of Satoshi. Mike, you're lucky. I'm sending you. Kindly confirm by audio if you've been able to get it as well. It's payment sent.
Yes, Mike, unmute yourself. Mike, just quickly unmute yourself.
Received.
Yeah.
I've received.
Nice. Great.
Awesome.
Great.
I think, yeah, so I think that's it. I think we can close it there. Maybe Allan, final word, maybe to somebody who's looking at this and wondering, what happens, or if they want to get into the space. Maybe they are new and they don't understand what's happening right now. And Lightning, like, what would be your advice to someone new, a newbie who's getting into the space?
Well, it's still early. It's still early, and I believe there is a space for everyone, because everyone needs money for one thing or another. So it's still early. So just get into the space, join a community, because you really need to work in a community if you're to succeed. So join, get in now, come up with your idea, join a community, and yeah, you'll be able to learn faster as a group than by yourself. Yeah.
All right, awesome. And with that, I think we come to a nice close. Thank you so much, Allan, for being with us today. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, and of course, thank you for the giveaways as well. We appreciate. I see there are more still coming. I think you can still post if you want.
I'm trying to see if there's anyone who maybe
the invoices keep going up. So
yes, the invoices. I don't know if my channel balance would be sufficient for this, but I'm sorry, man. Maybe during the next during the next session, we'll have a bigger kitty.
Definitely, Allan. But again, thank you for joining us, and all the best. We appreciate it.
Okay.